Okay, for this chapter study, we're going to talk about thirds and fourths, and we're going to be doing some double stops where we'll be playing two notes on two different strings. And last chapter, we talked about the names of the different intervals. So as we're going to go through the next chapter studies, we'll talk about the larger intervals, but we're going to start off with thirds and fourths for today. These shapes will pretty much be universal on our sixth and fifth strings, our fifth and fourth strings, the fourth and third string, and then the second and first string. Once we get to our third and second string, we'll have some different shapes because of the tuning. Okay, I just want to point out the different shapes for thirds. As we're going on our low sixth string, if we have a major third, it's going to be 1 fret difference. And let's say if I'm going my third and my second fret, that's an example of a major third interval. When we climb up to a 5 and a 3, I'm now going back a full step for that second higher note. That's what we call a minor third. Okay, now for fourths, if we hit something on the same fret, we call that a perfect fourth on these particular two strings. And let's say if we do have that tritone shape, that's what we call the sharp 4. It's also called a flat 5 or a tritone. But that's going to be the shape for that particular interval. Okay, for number 1, we're going to harmonize a G major scale on your 6th and 5th string in thirds, and let's go ahead and start the process. For these intervals, I'm going to be calling them out from the lower string to the higher string. So I'll say 2 and open, and that would be 2nd fret on the 6th string, and then open 5th string. For fingers, you could use your index if you like for that one. Okay, now the next one's going to be a 3 and a 2, and I would recommend a middle and an index for that shape. Okay, the next one's going to be a 5 and a 3. I'm going to my ring and index for this. And I just want to point out, you can also use your middle and index too. So check into both of these concepts, see what you like. Sometimes I might use both fingerings depending on sometimes how fast the riff's going to be. Okay, next one is a 7 and a 5. Then we're going to go up to an 8 and a 7, a 10 and a 9, 12 and a 10, 14 and a 12, 15, 14, 17, 15, and then I'm going to max it out at my 19, 17. On acoustic, it's going to be a little tricky to get up to these high notes, so just play it up to where it's comfortable, and on electric, if you want to go even up higher, feel free to do that too. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and run these thirds. I'm going to take them up and back down. Here we go. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at number 2. Now we're going to do the same scale, but we're going to harmonize in fourths. And you're going to see with fourths, sometimes we're going to be just using one finger to bar to get our fourth shape. And then sometimes we're going to have a sharp 4 or a tritone or flat 5, either way you want to call it, interval where we're going to have a different shape, and that's just as we harmonize the scale. Okay, let's go ahead and start off. We're always going to hit our lowest notes we can on our strings. So we'll have our open 6, open 5th string. Okay, now we're going to go 2, 2, and I'm just going to use my index. And that's a pretty good example of the 4th shape we're going to be using. It's just the same frets on 2 different strings. Now we'll go 3, 3, 5, 5, 7, 7. Okay, now we're going to have an 8 and a 9, and that'll show you that tritone shape. Okay, keep on going. We'll have a 10, 10, 12, 12. 14, 14, 15, 15, 17, 17, and then 19, 19. Okay, here's fourths, climbing up these strings. 3, 4. Okay, let's take it to number 3. Now we're going to climb up our 5th and 4th string, and we're going to harmonize the D minor scale. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to have a 1 and an open. So I got my first fret on the 5th string, open 4th string. Okay, now we'll go 3 to 2, 5 to 3, 7 to 5, 8 to 7, 10 and 8, 12 and 10, 13, 12, 15, 14, 17, 15, and then we'll max it out at a 19, 17. Okay, here comes some thirds in D minor. Okay, now we're going to harmonize D minor in fourths for number 4. We're going to start off open, open. Then we'll have a 1 and a 2. There's that tritone. 3, 3, 5, 5, 7, 7, 8, 8, 10, 10, 12, 12. Now, as the guitar repeats, there's that tritone again. 13, 14, 15, 15, 17, 17, and then 19, 19. Okay, here comes number 4. 3, 4. Okay, let's take it to number 5. Now we're going to harmonize C major on our 2 middle strings, the 4th and the 3rd string. Okay, let's go ahead and start off with some thirds. We're going to go 2 and open, to a 3 and a 2, 5 and a 4, 7 and a 5, 9, 7, 10 and a 9, 12, 10, 14, 12, 15, 14, 17, 16, and then a 19, 17. Okay, here we go. 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to do fourths in C major on these same 2 strings for number 6. We're going to start off open, open, 2, 2. Here's that tritone. It's a 3, 4. We'll go 5, 5, 7, 7, 9, 9, 10, 10, 12, 12, 14, 14. Here's that tritone again for a 15, 16, 17, 17, and then 19, 19. Okay, here goes fourths up and down. 3, 4. Okay, for the second part of the study, we're going to climb up and down our 3rd and 2nd string. Now I mentioned that the shapes will be a little different for here, so let's go ahead and check them out and we'll note those differences. Now for A minor going up in thirds, we're going to start off with an open, open, and that, just so you know, that's a major 3rd interval using our open strings. Okay, for the next one we're going to go 2 and 1, and that's the shape of a minor 3rd on your 3rd and 2nd string. Okay, for the next one we're going to go up to a 4 and a 3, 5 and a 5, 7 and a 6, 9, 8, 10, 10, 12, 12. Again, showing that major 3rd shape. 14, 13, 16, 15, 17, 17, 19, 18. Here's thirds going up and down the 2nd and 3rd string. 3, 4. Okay, now I also want to point out for some of these shapes, you can use middle and index for your minor thirds. You can also experiment using ring and middle. It's another great way to play your minor thirds, and sometimes it just depends on the movement of the thirds. It might dictate which might be some good fingers for that. Okay, for number 2, we're going to go up the same 2 strings with fourths this time, and we'll note the difference in our fourth shape now. Okay, starting off with an open and a 1. That's our new perfect 4 shape. Okay, now as we go up to 2 and 3, you're going to see this shape start to pop in now. So what we used to do on just one fret on our 2 different strings, now we just climb up a fret for the higher note. Okay, going up to a 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now here's the tritone, 10 and 12. Notice a little different shape for the tritone. Okay, up to a 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17, 18, and then up to a 19, 20. Okay, here they go up and down. Okay, for number 3, we're going to go to the 2 high strings, our second and our first string, and we're going to do E major in thirds, starting off with the 2 and an open. Now you're going to start to see the first shapes we used. We're going to go to a 4 and a 2, 5, 4, 7, 5, 9, 7, 10, 9, 12, 11, 14, 12, 16, 14, 17, 16, into a 19, 17. Okay, here's thirds going up and down. Okay, for number 4, we're going to do fourths going up and down that E major scale. We're going to start off open, open. Now we're back to our familiar 4th shape for these. So we're going to go 2, 2, 4, 4, 5, 5, 7, 7, 9, 9. Okay, here's the tritone, 10 and 11, 12, 12, 14, 14, 16, 16, 17, 17, and then 19, 19. Okay, here's fourths going up and down. 3, 4. Okay, for number 5 and 6, I'm just going to do some licks using some thirds and fourths. Some of these are some really fun lingo we use in guitar, especially bluesy kind of things and soulful music. Recommend definitely keep your ears open. You'll start to hear some of these sounds in some of the songs you like. Okay, for number 1, we're going to do kind of a classic lick in E7. I'm going to hammer on my 1st fret on the 3rd string, and I'm going to hit my open 2nd string at the same time, so it's going to be like a. You can do that with your middle finger or your index. Okay, now we're going to go up to a 3rd. It's going to be a 2-2 on your 2nd and 3rd string. I'm just using my index for that. Up to a 4-3, and I'm going to go middle and index for that. Cool. Now if I take this lick up and down, it'll be like. Hear lots of different variations on rhythmic playing and different ways to phrase this, but that one's a classic. Okay, let's take it to 5B. We're going to do a little A major with some thirds. We're going to start off with a 5-4, down to a 3-2, into a 2 open, and then back up to a 3-2 to a 5-4. Okay, for C, we're gonna do a G minor riff. We're gonna start off open, open on the 4th and 3rd string, up to your 3-3 on the same 2 strings, and then we'll slide from 3-3 to 5-5. So this is like almost getting a little Smoke on the Water-ish. Okay, for number 6A, we're gonna do some thirds in D major. We're gonna start off on the 5th string and the 4th string with a 5 and a 4. Go up to a 7-5, up to a 9-7, down to a 4-2, and then back up to a 5-4. Okay, here's A. Okay, for B, we're going to do a lick in G major. We're going to start off on the 2 low strings, your 5th and your 6th string. We're going to go 7-5 to a 6-4, back up to your 7-5, and to a 10-10. This one's going to incorporate just a half-step chromatic lick. Okay, for the last one, C, we're gonna do an A minor lick, and we're gonna have some 4ths and 3rds in this one. So on your 2 high strings, we're gonna go 5-5, 3-3, back to 5-5, to a 10-8, and then way up to a 13-12. Okay, here's this one.